Alrighty, everyone, welcome back. It is Dreaded D, the infamous pirate captain protecting T Fuel Island. Today, we're going to be discussing some more pineapple questions, digging a little deeper. This one will be a short one just because it's the holiday. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Eat a lot of turkey, all that good stuff. And please remember, none of this is financial advice. Please do your own research. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Alrighty, everyone, let's dive into it. So as we look at the marketplace and see how it progresses, things are moving along nicely. As well as after the initial drop of the 888, we saw at the end of the week before the second drop that prices got all the way for containers all the way up to $3,000 to $4,000. Now we're in that same position with even more supply out there. So this is showing the strength of the community as well as showing what people have expectations for. Containers are great because there's this factor of, do I sell it for this price, and what if this one has a custom one in it? What if this one has a very, very unique pineapple? Am I shooting myself in the foot by even selling it at this price? So as this supply diminishes, I think there's like 300 on the market right now. If we take it all the way down to 20 on the market, I easily could see container prices go to $10,000 per container as supply gets built up as well as pineapples get opened. So there will be less and less containers because for each buyer that purchases one, there's always that one buyer that has to open it. So therefore, containers in general will just continually become more scarce. And we see this with World Poker Tour as well too. If you look at the Champions packs, they have maintained their price point at a higher level compared to a lot of the openings of the packs. And by doing so, when especially with a pack like that, if you had a World Poker Tour pack, your pack got split between like 5 or 6 different cards. So when that happens, the value gets shuffled, and hopefully you get one that is worth that particular value point. But as you can see, the packs have maintained and done very, very well unopened. So something to consider for sure going into this if you're looking at it like an investment. Overall, though, the price support here is very, very significant, and open pineapples as well are maintaining their price point above $1,000, and that's strong for the community. And we have no news, we have no press release, we have nothing. So there is interest. These are visually appealing on top of that, and I think people have fallen in love with these, and that's part of the process as well too. I think that's an important step. I like the idea of Theta punks and all that, but at the end of the day, it is a copy of an original idea, and they aren't as visually pleasing to the eye, I guess you could say. Plus, it's not the original. The OG is always the OG on the Ethereum chain, and replications of someone else's creation just aren't always the most valued over the long term. We're looking for NFTs that are valued over the long term, and pineapples with connects as well as the roadmap and actually having a plan going into things about what the utility of these can be, whether it's staking of these NFTs and figuring out what that means, to opening up the grove. Those things become very, very appealing and valuable as things progress. And if those actions lead to new buyers, then we're on the right train for sure. A question from the Twitter community there, Mr. Dihule. Thanks for bringing this to my attention. Saying that one person has 88 containers. Is this good? Good for value? Is this bad for value? I think it's important to realize that NFTs, because of their illiquidity in a sense, especially considering the marketplace isn't at a point in which you can, like right now, I would really like to see the Theta Drop marketplace put in an offer button. I think an offer button would create more liquidity within the market, just because it's easier for users to communicate with the buyers and the sellers. And by doing so, you'll have people. There's more fluidity between each of these pineapples from that. But as it currently stands, it's in a very illiquid state, because if you don't hit the price that the person wants, that pineapple's not getting sold. So is having multiple containers a bad thing for price? No, because at the end of the day, let's say the market tanks tomorrow. Like, NFTs are way out on the risk curve. Cryptos are a little bit further in because they're fungible. They're not non-fungible. And by being so, you could just hit market, you could just dump your funds on the market and just let the cascade keep coming in. But with these, you have to wait for a buyer to come in and fill your order basically. And that can be a tedious process. And that's why I say don't invest more than you're willing to lose, and make sure it's not some important funding, because these are very illiquid assets, and if everyone's worried about, and if market crashes and people are like, well, I need food to survive, no one is going to give a shit about pineapples, right? That's just the reality of the game. So NFTs are way out on the risk curve. But with that being said, though, because of that illiquidity, even someone who has multiples, they have to figure out a way to unload those. So there's not, and if they did, let's say they threw up all 88 of them in descending order from the current floor price of like $3,000, and those would get filled. As people, obviously they see that these are $3,000 right now. If you drop the price below that, you're going to get filled at $1,000, but at the end of the day, this person is probably selling those at a loss because you don't know what's inside of those. So I don't think having multiples, if anything, it should just tailor to the game of scarcity. And it's not a bad thing that people are hoarding these away or hodling these. If anything, this will push things into the next level, because as a collector or somebody who wants to have 88 of these, you want to get the maximum amount of return for what you've put in. And if you think that things could get to $10,000 per container, right? You're vested in you are 88 containers. That's a lot of money at 10,000 per container. So you are fully invested in the fact that you are a piece of the scarcity metric. So I don't see this as a bad thing. Even if someone was to go out and list them right now, I think there's enough buying support at the $1,000 level to support and maintain the current composure of the market. So if that changes, obviously I'll update my statement. But this is a person who is an OG, and basically if they acquired this many, they're looking to either make a return or they're looking to open some or utilize them in a marketing fashion. So by doing so, this actually creates price support if they maintain and hold their pineapples. The more people that hold and maintain their containers off the market, the better price support you get. So one thing I would really like to see as we progress forward, maybe this could be a hackathon project, maybe this is something the SPS team is working on, or something the community can work on, is that I'm starting to see people take real photos of themselves and putting their pineapple face over their own face. And it sparks some ideas in my head about Snapchat, where Snapchat, you can put a filter over your face and you can change what you look like basically. Maybe this is something somebody can dig into, or someone can develop. Maybe something the SPS team can work on, where if you can take your pineapple face basically and put it over your real face, then you open up a whole section of marketing, content creation, even for myself, in which part of being online and doing things is like, and realizing is that fame is not everything, as well as privacy is very important to a lot of individuals. And if you can create a value-based brand off of a pseudonym or an alternate ego basically, you can maintain your privacy in the real world while at the same time providing value to those in the digital space through your representation. That's very, very powerful. So if you could create a Snapchat filter basically, in which I could record this whole entire podcast and you could be visually seeing me, my torso, but my pineapple face is tracking my face as I'm moving around, that would be awesome. That would be great to see. I would thoroughly enjoy that. And I think that could be the next step, because right now I'm looking at how the pineapples are set up. They're almost set up perfectly with how they're all straight ahead. They're not like the Bored Apes where they're sideways. So they can easily be cut out like that and easily integrated, almost like a mask over someone's face. Something to think about for sure. So some other Theta marketplace ideas that I've been trying to think of as I go. An offers button is definitely on there for sure. That'll bring some liquidity, and that'll bring better communication between the buyers and the sellers. Maybe even like a troll box would be cool, like a running like live chat within the Theta drop within each little segmented community. That could be really interesting. Obviously, that could get messy fast, as we saw with Poloniex back in the day, but fun nonetheless. Custom auctions, you can do, and that goes along with batched lotteries. Um, Basically, where it's like you're doing a live stream, and if you want to, you know, for those that are watching the live stream, you can say, hey, I just opened up a custom auction or a batched lottery. And you're basically like, all right, go join this little subset group and you will be put in the running. And then within the Theta Drop site, you'll see it like almost like Mario Kart style, flip through, roll through, you know, and all the names and see who gets selected. Like, so a built-in random name generator for those viewing your content. And then by doing so, spits it out and sends it to the correct user, all KYC'd, all ready to go. Simplifies the giveaway procedure. So that you are in a compliant state with all the new rules with the infrastructure bill within this ecosystem there. So it's not like, as much as I love all the ideas that are, open NFTs and all this, if you don't know the buyer or the seller on the other side of the table, you could be in big trouble going forward with the tax situation within your country. Now, this is mainly for Americans. Other people, outside the U.S., maybe not as big a deal, but for those that are in the U.S., it's a big deal to make sure that you're in a compliant manner and you're running business in a compliant manner. So yeah, batch lotteries, custom auctions. Someone mentioned to me the other night that because my one of my pineapples, the creator commented and did a tweet on it that I should mint that tweet as a NFT. It would be really, really cool to see some. Maybe this is outside Theta Drop in general, but I see that there is a site in which you can mint and sell your tweets and sell them for Ethereum. But I want to see that on Theta because Ethereum gas fees are ridiculous. Someone should do that. If they haven't done that for the hackathon, do it for the next hackathon. That could be like a super easy way for you to maybe grab some prize winnings for sure, because I see that function as being existential. Think about it like that, because a tweet, basically, if you are able to pair your account with your maybe even Theta Drop, and you're able to sell your tweets as NFTs, you could create digital art as a tweet, and then basically have it basically mint on the Theta blockchain via that tweet. So therefore, that takes out all the complexity of minting your own NFTs, basically, and all you have to do is really make an art piece or a digital representation or even a tweet itself, and bam, now you have a piece of content. Or you as a content creator could take your videos as a tweet and make each one if you purchase that specific tweet of that video, that grants you access into the like a private group chat or some kind of other function, basically. Now, the last thing I guess you could say would be description writing, or document connecting as another thing. So you could write almost like the poetry wall. You could write a story based on your NFT as you're selling it. Write a whole tale about your custom NFT and what, the ballad of your pineapple, basically. So some interesting ideas to consider. Now, the reason why I'm thinking of these ideas, though, is because I know that Dovey Wan, and if you don't follow her, please go follow her. She's an advisor on so many different projects. She's involved in many different things. But, she has a history, working for eBay, which is one of the largest marketplaces in the world, right there up next to Amazon. And because of that, I hope the team is utilizing her intelligence with her history with eBay and using that to build Theta Drop, because there's a lot of options, there's a lot of things going on, and maybe she's seen those things through eBay, because you guarantee there are people that have tried to game eBay, there are people that have tried to, manipulate the system, and I think that her knowledge and her experience could benefit us very, very much directly. So big shout out to her for sure. So, and on that note, that's it for me today. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone, all right? And I'm looking forward to seeing you all on T Fuel Island. Alrighty, everyone. Take care. Have a good day.